All right. A, B, and F, G, are they skew? Here is A, B. Here is F, G. What does skew mean?
Never touch.
Never touch and non-coplanar, different directions. Are these ever going to touch if they kept going forever? No. Are they different directions? This is true. Again, tomorrow, don't give me a TF looking weird letter. Make it obvious. Is it a T or is it an F? All right, DH and HG. Are they perpendicular? Now, what does this word perpendicular mean? 90 degrees. And what did I say you have to have in order to think of perpendicular? Can you put your backpack down so everybody can see better? Yeah. A right angle. This does not have that. However, what does it tell us this is? If it says it's a cube, you know cubes have right angles. Now, if it was some random picture, that's not a very good. A random picture like the pictures on page 6, you can't assume that. So if it's some random picture like this, I can't assume perpendicular unless there's a box. But if it tells you it's a cube, we know there's 90 degrees. So that one is true. A, B, G are coplanar. What does coplanar mean? On the same plane. So actually, this is true because any 3 points are coplanar. Now, last period they said, but Miss Olivares, G is way over there and A and B is right here. They're not on the same side. But y'all look, you could technically draw a plane. Couldn't I put a piece of paper diagonally in a box? There is a plane there even though you don't see it.
No freaking way.
So any 3 points. Now, what if this had 4 points? What if it said A, B, F, G? Then it wouldn't work. But if it just has 3 points, it always works. I'm going to use a different color because I can't see what's going on right now. Alrighty. By the way, tomorrow, if you want a highlighter to do what I'm doing, right up there, raise your hand and Mr. F will give you a highlighter. Or when you walk in, you can just go grab one from the top of that shelf. All right? Use whatever you need to get a good, well, okay, let me rephrase that. Don't use your friend. Don't use your notes. That's cheating. You'll get a 0. But as far as a highlighter or things like that. AD and EF, are those perpendicular? No, they never even touch. And do AD and DC intersect at point C? No, where do they intersect at? They intersect right here at point D, not C. Yep. All right. The intersection of 2 lines. I'm going to draw it so I know I get it right. What is the intersection of 2 lines? They intersect at a point. What about the intersection of 2 planes? I'm going to draw one plane and another plane. Where do they cross at? What did I tell you that's like? Your book, your notebook, or a computer. What is a flat surface that extends forever and ever and ever? A plane. And somebody said, well, Miss Olivares, your planes don't extend forever. Well, I don't know how to draw that, but they do. Last but not least, is it a segment or a line that is a set of points extending indefinitely means forever? A line. A segment has 2 endpoints. Draw a counterexample. What does a counterexample mean?
Like an example.
An example that makes this false. So this statement right here is not true. Any 3 points are collinear. What does collinear mean? Anytime I draw 3 points, I'm drawing them on the same line? No. How can I draw 3 points that are not on the same line? By drawing 3 random points not on the line. Hey, what did I end up creating?
Triangle. Yeah.
This is a counterexample. What questions do I have? All right, we're going to flip over Oh, y'all good?
Yes.
Flip over. We're gonna do this next part together. Look right here. Also, a counterexample you could have done is you could have done 2 points on a line and 1 point not on a line. What did you end up creating?
A triangle.
It was still a triangle. That works too. Or you could do 3 different lines like this. Just make sure they don't end up forming a line. Does that work as well? Like these are all different counterexamples that would be okay. All right. Which point is a distance of 13 units from point B? Here's point B. What's up? Okay. How do I know 13 units? There's no lines here. Can I make them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And what do I need to do?
Go out.
13 units is which point? E. Also, you could subtract if you didn't want to make the points. Which point is a distance of 10 units from point A? So hold on, we have -7, -6, -5, -4, -3, -2, -1. Okay. I want 10 units from A. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Where do I end up at? What letter? Remember, a point is a capital letter. A point is a capital letter. Right, I'll go get it. You need a pencil? Okay. Next question. Write the equation to find the distance. For distance, what am I going to use? The distance formula. When you get to these problems tomorrow, what did I tell you I want you to write in first? No, but, oh yeah, I do. I want you to do the long square root. I want you to do parentheses squared plus parentheses squared. And what goes in the middle of the parentheses?
Minus.
Well, yes, numbers, but a minus. Tomorrow, your test is mostly multiple choice. This will not be multiple choice.
Oh. Wow.
Then what am I going to do now? Let's label x1, y1, x2, y2. What comes first in my equation? What's my x2? Minus, what's my x1? Squared plus, what's my y2? 10. Minus, what's my y1? And y'all, we're done. I want you to do number 14. Go. You do number 14. I'll give you 10 more seconds. Okay. Did you do you have a square root sign?
Yes.
Do you have squared, plus, and squared? Do you have a minus in between them? All right. And then I'm going to do x1, y1, x2, y2. And now I'm just plugging in what the formula has. What is x2?
2.
Minus, what is y2? Minus, and that's your answer. The next one has no numbers. Does that matter?
No.
We're doing the same thing. Parentheses squared plus parentheses squared, because it tells us to use the distance formula. If it asks you to use the distance formula, find the length, how far something is, this is what you're doing. All right, and put the minus in between. And then just label x1, y1, x2, y2. My x2 is h. What's my x1? So h minus m. Is that weird? But is it okay?
Yes.
What's my y2?
Okay.
Minus y1. And that's all you're doing. All right, I'm going to give you 1 minute. I want you to do 16, 17, 18. Go. Cool. All right. The problem says if you have a pet, then you have a cat. What's my hypothesis here?
If you have a pet.
You have a pet. Don't circle the if. What's my conclusion?
Yes.
You have a cat. Number 16, it says if you have a cat, then you have a pet. What did it do?
Reverse.
It switched. Which one of these is switch? Converse. Remember, my daughter always switches her shoes? Converse. If you do not have a pet, then you do not have a cat. Do you see how this ends in cat, just like that one ends in cat? So did it switch? Nope. What did it just have? Which one of these is only not? Last but not least, if you do not have a cat, then you do not have a pet. This one does not end in cat, so it switched, and it has knots. It is C, contrapositive, because it did both. What questions can I answer? You'll have one just like that tomorrow, exactly like we did. Okay? What time do we get out of here? We get out of here at 56. Okay, I'm going to give you, no, I'm going to give you 8 minutes to do as much of the back as you can. I would like you to circle it if you do not know how to do it and move on. Don't circle the whole back. Go look at some notes if you need help. But circle it if you don't know how to do it and move on. You have 8 minutes. Go. Okay. If you can quiet your conversations, please. I have 10 minutes to go over the entire back of this paper. So it says state whether the converse is true. What does converse mean? Reverse or switch. So I am just going to read these switch and you have to tell me true or false. This says if 3 points are collinear, they are on the same line. Let's switch that. If 3 points are on the same line, are they collinear? True or false? That's true. If 3 points are on the same line, they're collinear. If a dog is a mini poodle, then it is small.
Yes.
Let's switch that. If a dog is small, is it a mini poodle?
No.
No, that is false. What's a counterexample of that? A Pomeranian. Anybody got one of those? They're yappy. Anybody got Chihuahua? I have a mutt Chihuahua, and he's yappy.
When you play around with the food, it's like people give it.
They get mad. Yeah. I know. My pit bull is nicer than my Chihuahua. Okay.
Just big babies.
Huge babies. 90 pounds of, he thinks he's this small, tries to sit in my lap, and I'm like, you're 90 pounds. Get away. Okay. If y'all can please look up and close your mouths. It says, which of the following is true? Are X, Y, and Z collinear? Yes. Let me just check these. Are X, Y, and Z coplanar? What did we say about any 3 points? They're always coplanar. So this one is also true.
What? There's multiple answers?
So is A and B true or neither A and B? A and B. I would give you partial credit if you just circled A.
Racing.
I
All right.
circled A.
It says complete, y'all listen. Complete the conditional statement so that it is true. If 2 lines intersect, then do not intersect. Then if they do not intersect,
They are not.
you could either write they are parallel.
I told you.
You could have written they are skew. No, perpendicular intersect.
They're not. No, they aren't.
Oh, if you put they are not perpendicular,
That's what we put.
that's fine.
Ah.
That works.
Big deal.
Next question. If you write the converse of this statement. Again, do y'all see how we've done converse more than any other one?
Yeah.
What do you think is going to pop up more on the test?
Because the converse.
The converse means switch. If you are in Spanish, then you are taking a foreign language. Switch it.
If you are in a if you are using foreign language, you are in.
If you are taking a foreign language, I'm going to.
No, you can be thinking. You can be thinking.
French.
This is false. What would be my counterexample? Y'all said French, Vietnamese, German, sign language, Latin. They used to do Latin here. I don't know if they do that anymore. I'm going to keep it at French because that's the easier one to spell.
German.
I do, but.
You're the after one.
All right. Next. Shh. Focus. Thank you. Which point would create a segment with A that would be congruent to AB? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 6. What can I do with A to also create 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh.
What other point creates 6?
F and G?
G. Not F and G, A and G.
I would say about one right? Partial correct. You got one letter.
Because it says which point. You're only supposed to put one letter.
Oh, chart.
What is the length? What does this word length mean? What does length mean?
Like length, like how
Like
big.
how long is it?
That must be how big.
Which means we need to use
Or inches.
y'all. Look up, please.
Distance.
Length means distance. For this problem, you're doing distance formula. So you need to choose which one's going to be x1 and y1.
Yeah, I never did it.
So did y'all choose 0 as x1 and y1? Or, yeah, okay.
Yes.
x1, y1, x2, y2. Remember, we have x and y, and now we need to plug into our formula. Your formula will be on the board. What is my x2?
5.
Minus.
0.
What is my y2?
6.
Minus y1. And that is your answer.
Wow.
Tomorrow on this, do you see how it says round? Tomorrow on this problem, I don't want you to round. I just want, that's your answer. Don't solve it. You don't have a calculator. You can't solve it. Next, it says draw a segment. What does a segment mean?
A line.
A line with
A dot.
no arrows. A segment means no arrows. Make sure it's big. When you draw it, don't draw notation. You're not drawing this. Don't draw this. You're drawing this. And you need an A and a B. Please don't put anything after the dots. What about array? What's array?
A ring.
How many arrows? 1 arrow. So I'm going to draw a dot with 1 arrow. This is going to be J. Where do I draw K?
At the like before the arrow.
But another point. Arrow. There we go. That's so beautiful.
Line.
And last but not least, what are 3 different ways I could label this line? Line M. I could say PQ with what up top? With 2 arrows. And QP. Can I do PM?
No.
Can I do QM? No. All right, this is your review. Guys, I just went over every single question on the test. All right. Study this before you come in tomorrow. Please make